Welcome to the loop.
Buckle up, cowgirls and cowboys. It's time for the really quiet loop. Oh, there's the crowd.
That was not my fault this time. It was a hair late, but there was no volume.
It was just the audience needed their caffeine, and we
Get you some.
We told them that, hey, you better shape up, or we're gonna kick you out, and you're never gonna be welcome back to our studio live audience, which we have, and I'm not lying.
Yeah, get the Fred out.
Welcome to the Loop. It's a talk show about video games.
Video games.
This week on this episode, it will be different than last week. I promise. Okay,
It will be different?
For one, I just want to share one. I'm just starting to show out this way. I know it's abrupt.
Okay.
But I just want to share one Red Dead thing, and then we're done talking about Red Dead for the rest of the show. Okay,
We'll see.
Okay, there's one Red Dead thing. I just want to share one Red Dead thing. Last week we spent like almost the whole show talking about Red Dead, but we got other things to talk about tonight. I'm sure you saw this because I tweeted it. I was really excited. But if you didn't see it, because you don't follow my Twitter account because you're crazy.
What are you doing? Follow his Twitter account.
No, but they said that if you turn off the mini map in the game, all the NPCs that give you quests will also start giving you directions and say give you like landmarks and things like that to guide you to where you're going.
Sounds good.
I love that.
That is so cool.
And that means I am instantly going to turn off that stupid mini-map.
Yeah, and just like
and
get
then
lost.
Probably, get lost a bunch and then decide eventually that
I don't know if I want to get lost that badly, but I kind of do. But I kind of don't.
Speaking of getting lost, Trevor, I know you've been playing Assassin's Creed. I've been playing Assassin's Creed. Kyle has not been playing Assassin's Creed.
I have not.
Ooh.
I've got it. I just haven't started
Kuiper's played like 5 minutes, I heard.
Yeah.
But did you... Okay, so I started off because it said this is the way the game is meant to be played.
Yes. Yeah.
Where it's there's like exploration and then there's like guided or something like... I don't know. Those are not what it's actually called, but it's something like that. Mm. Now, I wanted to play the game the way it was meant to be played.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I chose to where it's not supposed to hold your hand or anything. The only thing I noticed, though, is after about 15 hours, is the only thing that really does is when you get a quest line, it gives you, hey, this thing is in the south of this part of the map. Uh-huh. And it's like
this landmark or something.
Yeah, like yeah, but it's usually just like because all the little areas are broken up into their regions, and so it's like south of the whatever mountains or whatever this and that. And I'm like, so I turned the thing on because I was curious, like, what's the difference? Like, what am I really, if this is the way it's meant to be played? And I gotta say that's pretty cheap because then all it does is it does just put your icon where you're supposed to go, and it's like. If I had all the time in the world to like find those locations all the time, I would be okay with leaving that on. But I feel like, honestly, I'm saving probably about 60 seconds for every mission. You know, because I mean, like, it's not that hard to find them by those directions, but it's also just like at this point, I'm just kind of like it's kind of cheesy for me, anyways. I feel like I thought they make it sound like it's this big deal, like this is the way it's meant to be played.
It's not like you're having to go out and explore. It's like you're just like you look at the map and you're just like, boink.
Yeah,
that's probably where it is. I'm gonna go there.
And usually you're like very close, like just your guess. We're sorry if we seem distracted, but there's a stink bug flying towards us, and then it changes its mind and flies back towards the lights.
I think it knocked itself out, hitting
a big
the wall.
Old bug too.
Yeah, he wants to come be on the show. His name is Roberto.
Roberto.
So, anyways, Kyle, do I smell bad? I feel like you're kind of far away.
Am I far
him.
over?
Or maybe Trevor needs to go down. I don't know. With a little weird, awkward, a little
Scoot
lopsided.
down a little bit, Trevor.
Anyways,
I tried to be where I was at center-wise.
I always get yelled at because I'm too far from people.
but see, Jeremy's gone.
Yeah.
Because of the violent beatdown.
because of the violent beatdown that you
last
put on
week.
him.
And so
I continued it, this time in the name of Assassin's Creed.
Wait, why did you beat
went
him
to the
again?
hospital and beat
Yeah.
him up more?
Why would you do that?
It wasn't because I was impatient for Red Dead, which I still am, but I was just like, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so good!
And you heard he was playing Forza instead,
Yeah.
and you were like, dummy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Why didn't you beat Kyle up? He's playing Forza and Forza 4 instead of Assassin's Creed.
It'll happen.
Okay.
Why else do you think you were sitting so close?
Yeah, but you know the
By the end of
difference.
the night.
The difference is I'm playing Forza 4 right now because I've only got it on Game Pass on a 14-day trial, and I know I'm not going to be playing it after that. So it's kind of this timing thing. So I've got Assassin's Creed. I got it from GameFly. I just have not started it because I'm playing the Forza Horizon and driving all the cars.
Gotcha. Well, before Trevor and I take over the entire show talking about Assassin's Creed, I played a little Forza. I got a little ways in there.
How far?
I'm like dip my toes into winter. That's about where I'm at.
Well, but it seems like after you've gotten yourself through and actually qualified, if I'm correct, I don't know if that's actually the case, but it seems like it keeps you in the season for like 3 days, and then it kicks over to the next one.
Oh, really?
Because the seasonal, once you've qualified, because once the actual seasonal championships open up, it tells you you've only got like 3 days until like for this season, and then it'll say and then it'll say that the next season starts in 3 days.
Oh, so if you miss it, you just pick it up on the next time around.
I think you have to pick it up the next time around.
That's not bad. I like that because I was worried that it was going to be like, oh, you're just stuck in this season until you finish all the races, and then you have to like, and that was like, I don't know, but that sounds better actually.
Yeah,
like that it's like.
So it's kind of got like a realistic feel to it that you're going through the course of the year in a matter of a week.
I like that I won like in the slot machine. I won in like a 1932 Ford. Looks kind of like it's not a Model T. It's older than that, but it still looks kind of like that body style.
I bought one of those,
and it goes about maybe max speed going downhill. I get up to like 60 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh!
And like I was like,
you haven't tricked it out.
My favorite thing, I should do that, but I did,
and it's awesome because
I just kind of like the idea that I had this really stupid car. That was pretty pointless, and it felt like the modifications that it had, the standard, were true to its nature. You know, I didn't want to ruin it.
you didn't throw in a V8 inside the.
I mean,
I upgraded that puppy.
What I did, but I think my favorite part about that was that Kyle was like we ended up being online for like just a little bit the other day.
Yep.
And he's
cruising
around in this little Ford like souped up like drift machine.
Yeah.
And I pull up in this 32 Ford honking my horn at him, and it's great because you can challenge anybody at any point on like pull up to him, press X, challenge him to a race. And I'm just like, how stupid is this going to be? And so I just it was so funny. I challenge him to the race, and it just starts you right where you're at. We're in the middle of a field, and it's like, all right, go.
And you were pointing the direction that we were supposed to go. I had to turn around.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, where am I going? I don't know. You had a good head start.
Not really, because I was like, and Kyle's like, turns around and he's already past me.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, if you had a car that was the same speed as mine, you would have been gone, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I may not have had a chance to catch up to you because I was facing the wrong direction.
Yeah. But it was pretty funny because it took him about 3 seconds to pass me.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even come close to catching up. And I
sat there at the end. I'm like,
at the finish line.
where is he?
And I'm just putting along
with him.
And it's like one of the dumbest things you could do, and why would you do it? But I just love that the game lets you challenge anybody at any moment with these kind of stupid races.
Well, that's one of the best parts about Forza, right? Like you get to play with other people that are in the world. It doesn't mean that it has to be something that like is distracting or anything like that. If you're playing with the drivatars, then and like playing in offline mode, you can crash into them. If you're playing with people that are actually online, you just like drive through them. If you're in the actual world, So it's not like they can mess with you or anything like that, which is kind of cool.
I almost wish though that you could opt in to where they could. Like there's like an
maybe a little
option to
bit.
where you could be like, hey, I'm okay if people mess with me. Like, and then like
Right.
if it's annoying, just make it an easy thing to turn on and off. But
Yeah.
it is a outstanding looking game. It makes me wish I had a 4K HDR TV just to see what it's really capable of, because it looks great in 1080p, but I can imagine it looks even better in 4K.
It looks great in just whatever TV I have.
Okay.
Just along those lines, I just wanted to. It was funny because I've never really been. HD's like really nice, but I'm not really that crazy about I'm not too anxious to make the jump to 4K. However, my mom got a new TV not that long ago, and she doesn't really care at all, and so I didn't expect much from it. But so I go home one weekend, and I brought God of War with me because that was that time. And I saw it in the corner. I was like, man, this looks really good. And then I saw it when I fired it up. It was 4K. I was just like, that's why this looks so good.
Yeah.
And the HDR and all the colors. And so I took a bunch of pictures, and it does look nice.
That HDR, just the way, because if you're not familiar like with how HDR technology works, it's like, it's pretty much, the software allows it to pretty much turn off the LEDs in a way that like where that emit the light, so it's like completely black, so it's real black. It's not that weird like faded black that comes through when the light of the TV is on. So it's somehow whatever, it manifests this color, this picture, and it's able to turn that light off in the black areas so that it just looks super black. And it's just I go every time I go to Costco, there's like the two best 4Ks you can get out there right now. It's like the LG and the Samsung, and they're both just staring at me, and they're both like $3,000. It's like 65-inch 4K, and I'm just like, jeez, I want to steal this.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think if you're playing on a TV smaller than 32, 40 inches, like if you're on that size of a TV, I don't know that you're going to really notice the power of a 4K.
Yeah.
Because it's all in the pixels and the pixel density.
Yeah.
And like I have a 24-inch monitor on my desk that I play Xbox on sometimes, and like it looks great on there because it's like 1080p condensed to the smaller screen, and so but
either way, like regardless of how you're playing this
no, let's
game,
talk about
it
tech
looks
a little
great.
longer.
It looks great. No, I'm just saying, like, it
Sorry, I
does.
didn't mean to.
I like to get off on to these tangents of technology, but this game looks gorgeous and it runs well, and it's just crazy how they always look good, and it's like kind of that new console generation thing of where they always show off the car game, because it's like, oh, look at what we can do. We can make cool car games. But it's just, they keep making them look better.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, and it just, the difference too that they very much highlight with the seasons is just the different way that the color palettes work throughout the game. Even stupid little details like it's raining in fall, and if your car has a rear windshield wiper, it's going as you're racing. So like just stupid little details like that you don't need in the game, but it's cool.
I wouldn't even call it stupid, because if I'm playing this game where I can trick my car out and it's got a back windshield wiper and it's raining and it's not moving, I'm gonna say, now,
this is stupid.
I would accept that in a game where it's like open world and I'm getting out of the car and I'm going and doing other things and get back in the car. But I feel like when it's all about the car, like if they don't have like moving parts and like I can see the dashboard and all the little light, like, I feel like that's to be expected.
It makes sense, and I guess I had no expectation to see windshield wipers. And my first race, I see it going, and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. Like that's something I did not expect at all, because it just didn't dawn on me that you would put in that detail to, if the rain is on, the windshield wiper is going to be going on the rear end of a car. Like, it just didn't seem like something that you would expect.
Right.
There was some game, I can't remember which it was, I think, but they had like dynamic rain to where like the raindrops were all individually like on the windshield, like it was all like not just a canned animation thing, like,
I think that was the last Forza game, wasn't it? Forza 7?
I don't think it was
because that was like their big thing is, hey, we have rain now.
Yeah, they made a big deal about.
They might have had it, but I think it was a PlayStation exclusive. It might have something.
Or are you talking about Weezer? Blessing the rain,
No.
making it dynamic.
You mean Toto?
Toto.
I
mean, all
are
of
you
them.
talking about the car game that was like free on?
I think it might have been
Club
that one. I don't know.
Car Club.
Yeah, or something.
Race
I don't know.
Club.
It was the Crew 2.
No,
No, it wasn't the Crew.
definitely not the Crew too. Anyways,
Alright,
yeah.
that's
Hey,
crazy.
yeah, that's TP Poker. Welcome to chat. Thanks for joining us. I don't think is Kirk Douglas dead?
I hate how we always have to ask that
I
question
don't
when he
think-
jumps in and he says R.I.P. someone.
The bug's coming for us.
Doesn't appear so.
Thank you,
Okay.
Kuipers. Thank you for fact checking. Where is it?
He went back to his light home.
Oh, okay, cool.
Stay there. It's warm.
The other thing about Forza is it takes place in Britain, like I mean, it's modeled, I guess, after some areas there, but it's kind of a fictional Britain.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like just a real jerk. Like we come into this small town and just take over it with a festival, and now it's not just like a short festival; it's all
year
year over and over. We're going through all the seasons. These poor people need to move out.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I'd be so mad.
We're just plowing through these brick fences that were made out of rock stone fences that were made probably centuries ago. And it's just a bunch of idiots out there in their cars smashing through them, just tearing up private property.
How on earth how on earth does the cars? That's the one thing that I just laugh every time is when I just like bull over those stone fences
Yeah.
like it's no big deal.
Yeah,
That's
In my little Ford
really
Fiesta or whatever I've got.
but it's just funny because then there'll be fences that look similar to that by a house, and you'll just stop dead straight
Yeah.
when you hit those.
There's a distinct different look that looks like it's a more modern brick as opposed to these ones
Yeah.
that look like they're like
Maybe
the
that's
old
why.
stacked stone.
Brick
But
is better
still,
than
it's like there's no way I should be able to
I mean,
just
there's-
plow through these at 100 miles an hour with this fiberglass car.
There's
that-
history there. These are old
True.
stone brick fences that have been put up on this land.
Some sheep farmer,
Yeah.
400 years ago.
And I'm just some douchebag in a Maserati just gonna plow through their fence like,
Sorry about that.
yeah, and it's like, oh, it's winter, it's cool. Then the tree system in Forza is always weird to me, and it was similar in the Crew. I noticed where it's like there's two types of trees in this game. There's like, hey, this is a big tree that it's gonna stop you in your tracks, and then there's a varying size of smaller tree that you can just uproot
Right.
without any problem at all. Like just like plow through it, and if it goes flying and tumbling like a giant tumbleweed across the map,
Yep.
and it's just
Doesn't make any sense.
it does
yeah.
feel like they cut down on the number of trees that you couldn't drive through. From the last Horizon, because the last Horizon, I remember it would just be like you'd see a wall of trees and you're just like, oh, I'm hitting it, I'm done, and I'm gonna have to start over. And this time there have been a lot of times where I'm like, oh man, here we come, and it's like, oh okay, I made it through that because there was only like 5 or 6 trees in that clump that actually would stop me.
Yeah.
So it seems like they kind of have opened the world a little bit in that respect, which if you're going to have an open world car game like this, people are going to just drive as the crow flies because there's nothing more fun than driving a fancy sports car up a mountain side that doesn't need to go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely part of the appeal of the game. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to cruise around. It's cool. This, like you said, the seasons are really cool. It's cool to feel the difference in the way the cars handle, and the snow or the sleet and the rain, the mud.
The snow, man, the like it's like the whole game just ices over every road, even when it's not like on ice. It just, you almost feel like the roads have this little bit of ice quality to them that makes it.
I think we mentioned it last week, but it's cool how like when like a lake freezes or something. Now
Yeah.
here's this new terrain you can drive on that you couldn't before. But yeah, it's a cool game. I like I said, I probably only put maybe 5 or 6 hours into it. Just got through a few, like I got through a number of races. But
Are you so you're still in the point where you have to gain the like
influence?
influence to be able to move to the next season? Is that what they're
Sure.
telling? And then like getting to
Does
the
that change?
after the first year.
Oh, okay.
So
Yep, I haven't made it through a full year yet. I mean, I'm close, I guess. If you're Winter's the second season, right?
Yeah, Winter's the second season.
So of the game,
right?
So yep, I'm only about halfway then.
Have any of you guys used like that hovercraft that we saw like in the was it E3 that wasn't this game the one that we saw like the large yellow boat thing?
Oh, that's something you race.
Yeah, it's something you race.
It's not like it's an AI controlled thing where it's this crazy race where the hovercraft is just plowing through things and you're trying to get past it, and it's kind of a staged thing, and so it's like the outcome you can still lose it, but it's not it's not that hard of a race, really.
Yeah, there's a couple of those that actually are, like the spring and beyond ones are actually a lot more challenging. And there's a couple of them that I haven't been able to. I've tried a couple different times and just cannot beat one of like the train one. I think could not. It was always like like a 1 or 2 second difference that I had, and I could not shave that time off of my trial at all.
Completely comparing it to last year Forza, because I feel like those were all pretty easy.
Those ones were all a lot easier.
So it's a good racing game, and I think really it's like the only racing game. There's zero competition for racing games right now. So if you like to drive cars,
I don't
stink bug.
I don't think there have been many games that have been even like the normal Forza series. I don't find as interesting as this. And maybe that's just because I'm not as big a car fan, but this whole the being able to put on very, very, very stupid clothing is kind of fun.
Yeah, I like to win new clothing, new cars, and money, and all that good stuff.
I find myself every time I get to the wheel, it's like, no, don't give me. Okay, I guess I'll take the credits, but I wanted something else.
You can buy cars with the credits.
Yeah, it's true. You can buy cars, but you can also win cars.
That's true.
At least I got the Carlton dance. That's the important part.
That is important. Check it out, Forza Horizon 4. It's a good racing game. It's got cars, and you can win things in the casino.
Yep.
Which reminds me, there's supposed to be a casino in Dragon Quest XI. And I've been playing that game, and I just have not got to the casino yet, and I'm really disappointed because I want to gamble.
You found the...
I found the Puff Puff.
The Puff Puff, oh yeah.
That Puff Puff.
You got to get all the 7 deadly sins.
All of the Puff Puff.
The Puff Puff is like in every town, though, I'm discovering, but...
You're getting a lot of Puff Puff.
A lot of Puff Puff. I mean, it's helping me along my venture.
Wow.
No, but I have not been playing that recently, and I've not been playing much Forza either, because surprise.
Well, are you guys jumping into the creed?
So Assassin. No, go ahead. Don't make me wait. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Talk about Assassin's Creed.
Ramping up. You go ahead. No, go ahead.
Get your dumb little story out of the way.
No. Trevor's getting sassy.
Get your dumb little story. No, I found a new game this week because you were tweeting back and forth with somebody, and it was like a tweet that was from someone that was sharing this game a bunch. It's called The Video Kid, and I got it on Switch. It was like $5, and I had expiring Nintendo coins. It's kind of like playing Paperboy, only you've got a VCR, or not a VCR, but a videotape that you're throwing into people's mailboxes and trying not to get run over. And it's like...
Wait, I was tweeting somebody about this?
No, you were tweeting with Irrelevant Native. There was some picture that someone had tweeted, and I went down that deep hole where you look at the person's profile that had originally tweeted the thing.
Got you.
And they were tweeting a bunch of stuff.
I don't remember talking about this game at all.
No, but this is a game that I think would very much be up your alley because it's very nostalgic. It's got all kinds of 80s stuff. Like there's a point where you get sucked into a sewer because you see these turtle arms pull the manhole off, and then you can't bypass it. You just basically fall in. It's got basically every 80s thing that you can possibly think of. I don't know. It's crazy.
Can you bring up a trailer for this so we can see what he's talking about?
Sure.
There's a lot of different stuff. I mean, like there's a Herbie car, like from Herbie.
So how much is it on?
It's like $5 on Nintendo.
It's
so
really cheap.
Yeah, and it's very. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a very long game. It's just like one straight drive through with you skateboard down this street. But I only got like to 30% of the way. So like I haven't even gotten close to getting to the end of it yet. You can get different power-ups, buy different costumes. You can buy the Marty McFly costume. You can buy an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Huh. So it's you said it is Paperboy-like.
Yeah,
so.
It feels very Paperboy-like because you're just riding your skateboard and you move between lanes and throw out these VHS tapes.
And you're delivering.
Yeah,
you're smashing
It
windows.
looks exactly like Paperboy.
Yeah, it is Paperboy.
And I mean, there's all kinds of just like ridiculous things out there. I mean, there's He-Man, there's Lucy selling lemonade from Snoopy. Just all kinds of weird little things that you're like, oh, that's crazy. There's that. There's the Ferris Bueller and his buddies in their car cruising.
Cool.
So
this looks like a game that I really want to check out, but I don't know if it's out on the Switch yet. I was waiting for.
Yeah, it's out on Switch.
No,
Yep.
I was saying it looks like another game.
Oh, okay.
Kuipers, bring up Crossing Souls. I think it's on Steam now. There's a Nintendo Switch trailer out there, so maybe it says on there when it's coming out. But I want to check this out. It has a very kind of 80s vibe as well, but it's got like the cutscenes in it look kind of like it does say it's available. Have like these kind of cartoon, like your 90s or 80s cartoons. Are you able to see? Do you see it out there anywhere? Kuipers?
Got it.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So this, we can watch the trailer and see what it. But you just reminded me of this, and I haven't tried it. It's a $15, so it's pretty reasonable. But it takes place in 1986 in California. You know,
nice.
Like where you would want things to take place. And it's Devolver, so you know it's gonna be at least weird, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack is cool, and the animation reminds me of McGee and Me.
Oh my god.
And so
Weird.
I kind of dig that. But yeah, it looks really, really cool. I don't even know exactly what type of game it is. I think it's like an adventure game, kind of.
Yeah.
But it seems like you get to hang out with your buddies and pretty much partake in all the 80s tropes of like the different stories and things like that you follow.
Time machine.
Yeah, there was a DeLorean on train tracks. It's just a lot of.
I think I saw some ET there somewhere.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. For $15, it looks like a perfect Switch game. And I don't know. Maybe people want to check it out. But there you go. There's 2 great Switch games. $20, and you got 2 great Switch games. You're good to go. But the VHS effect on this
probably
trailer,
has a little more meat to it.
Yeah. But still, you're paying.
I mean, for $5, this Video Kid, it's pretty cool.
Okay, so since you delayed Assassin's Creed, I'm going to delay Assassin's Creed.
No! Dang it!
I forgot I'd played another game. It reminded me that I've been playing almost nightly now Mario Party.
Oh, yes.
This isn't worthy of delaying Assassin's Creed.
This Mario Party...
You shut your mouth.
I'm going to say, like, Mario Party's... The last Mario Party that they released on Wii U was awful.
Not good from what I've heard.
Oh my goodness, was it awful. It was just like the worst of the Mario parties. It felt
what are you
like
looking at, Trevor?
I was just watching for it. I don't know where
the bug. It's right above your head. That's where it's at. It's just waiting to dive into your face. This stink bug is really entertaining us tonight. No, but
frightening Trevor.
But they have got. I feel like Nintendo is just like, this is Super Mario Party, so it's not like, it's like kind of like the reboot. It's not a numbered one. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good for a Mario Party game, and I mean, I know that says like that's not saying a lot necessarily, but it doesn't feel quite as cheap as some of the other ones where you get punished very easily, and like, I don't know, the mini games are actually pretty cool because of the HD rumble in the Joy-Cons.
Right.
Like there's a lot of cool ones where you actually have to like use that functionality to win the mini games.
Okay.
But it's simplistic still. The cool thing that they add is you have this what do they call it? It's like companion or something like that, or ally system is what it is. And each character that you can play, each playable character has their own die. And so like there's the normal die, or you can choose to use your character's die. And that die has like, depending on who it is, like Bowser has, okay, you roll -2 coins. And then, so like 2 sides on the die are -2 coins. One is 0. One is maybe -3 spaces. And then there's like 3 really good sides, like 7, 8, 9, or 8, 9, 10, or something like that, where you can move really far. So it's this much more of a risk reward type thing where you can kind of gamble. But the cool thing is you can land on a spot where you can gain an ally, and then that ally will follow you around the map. And when you can use their die, and instead of yours, and to try to, maybe it's a strategy to try to get further or whatever. But then once you use that, they also have another die that they can use that's like 1 to 3 spaces that they can add to your move. So it's, I don't know. It's still Mario Party, so if you're just like absolutely against Mario Party, it might not be for you. But I will warn you that we're definitely playing this in Extra Life. Like, now
100 turns.
They don't let you do 100
turns.
They don't let you do 50 turns.
25 turns.
They capped it out at 20 turns.
20 turns.
So you can do 10, 15, or 20. We'll
play
definitely
5
do
games.
20 turns. No, we'll just do 20 turns because that's going to be about a 2-hour game. Is 20 turns.
All right.
So Trevor's already wrote, and yes, we're going to make Trevor play it only because I want to see him. I want to see him suffer and complain the whole 2 hours.
Yeah, I like it.
You will get it.
I feel like everyone at home will enjoy it, unless I feel like it's one of those games where there's some strategy to it and maybe a little bit of skill in some of the mini games. But ultimately, it kind of comes down to luck of like landing on the right spot, and being able to buy the stars and that sort of thing. And like, so there's a chance Trevor's just going to sweep it. He might just win and then rub it all on our faces.
Is there?
And tell us how great.
So I heard that they kind of they streamlined most of the boards, so there's not as many like crazy weird off branches that you can go.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like they're very. I don't know how to
like instead of having like a T in the road where you have to pick if you're going to go left or right or up or down on any of that. Is there still some of that?
Well, it's still very much that way, except that they're very like looping paths where they kind of loop back around much more than in the other games. Like before, you would kind of choose to go off into your own tangent.
And then you're off there for like the rest of the game by yourself.
But these are smaller maps for sure. And they kind of loop back around lots of like a figure 8 kind of setups to where it goes back around the same area. And then the star moves around. It's cheaper to buy a star now. It used to be 20 coins. It's 10 coins now.
Nice.
Kuipers, are you a Mario Party person or are you just Smash only?
I play Mario Party a little bit, but it's more of a couch co-op game for me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're buying Mario Party, you're wanting to play it with people. You don't play it by yourself.
If you're playing by yourself and crying into a bowl of nacho cheese, that's really sad. So like,
I mean, did they add online play though with this one?
Wait, so are we supposed to be eating nacho cheese while we're playing this one? Okay.
I don't think there is online play, Kuipers. Now I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that there. I didn't see any.
Because that was one thing I thought I'd heard about.
That would make it a lot better if there was before.
I think it was that people were wanting online play, but they didn't add it.
Because the worst is like when you're like, I mean, I'm playing it with my wife and my 2 kids, so it's like, hey, we've got the perfect family dynamic to play 4-player Mario Party because that's like what you can play is 4 players max. But when that one person doesn't want to play and you're only playing 3 players, it's just annoying to have to sit through the AIs taking its turns, and then usually it screws you over in the mini games because it always sucks. And so
it sounds like they do have it, but it is not great.
Oh, okay.
So,
anyways,
so it is something. How many players can you play at a time?
4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
So they aren't taking advantage of the extra Joy-Cons that you could connect and playing a larger party.
Not in this one, no, not yet. So, anyways, it's fun. I think it'll be fun to watch on stream for us to play, just because it's going to be one of those games where There's going to be a lot of yelling and anger, just at how cheap the game can be sometimes, and it's it's very unfair, and it's just it'll be make for a good watch.
I'll probably do my share of yelling.
Yeah,
Trevor, we're gonna yell at you and just tell you to suck it up.
Jolliver, welcome to the chat.
I fully expect to be horrible at all the mini games, so it's not even going to be a skill thing.
It's a Mario Party.
I mean, they're really good mini games though this time around.
I'm not saying they're bad.
Because before it was just like there were a lot of like, oh hey, the floor is going to fall out here. Oh hey, this is good. I mean, there's still some of those, but there's a lot more of like, hey, you and your partner, there's like 9 pins in a board, and you got this string, and you're each carrying the string, and they're gonna flash up a shape you got to make, and you got to both work together to run around and make this shape with it. So there's just stuff like that where they're really smart. They're very fun little mini games. They're not as bad, nearly as bad as they have been in the past.
See, I feel like I haven't played any of the more recent ones. I've played a lot of the older ones, like
Mario Party 2 on the N64.
Or like the ones that were on GameCube. I don't know that I played any of the Wii or Wii U one, which I always enjoyed those. If you're playing with a bunch of friends, like, yeah, there's the stupid luck and everything, but that's half of the fun is knowing that you're...
Honestly, it's in every board game you play, though.
Yeah, and it's true.
In a lot of ways. I was playing Trouble the other day, and I was like, this is so cheap. This is so cheap.
Stupid. Because
this is all risk right now. This are just like there's no skill involved in this. Like,
and then there was a magical star that came down and was granted to your child that allowed them to win the game, right?
Yep. For the record, my son has won every round of Mario Party we have played so far. I
that
don't
makes
know
sense.
What deal he's made with the Mario Devils, but somehow he keeps winning.
Well, he's good at Fortnite, so it makes sense.
That's probably why. His Fortnite skills are translating into other gaming. Jolliver, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the show. He says alerts equal silent equal late. Or Jolliver equals late. Sorry that your alerts were silented. We tried our best.
Yeah, never silence us.
Give us your phone number. We'll send you a personal text next time. I'll make sure that Trevor always sends you a text when we go live. It'll be part of your Patreon subscription.
For more, you'll get a sext.
Whoa! From Trevor, even.
You heard it here first, guys.
Let your freak flag fly, R2D2.
That's usually Jeremy offering these dark, like, hidden tiers of Patreon.
It's not that bad. It's not like I said I was going to send him a picture or something.
Oh, man.
I think that was kind of implied.
Okay, no further ado. Let's talk about Assassin's Creed.
Tell me why I am wrong and should be playing this over anything else.
Unless we want to do like the bullet point, hit the headlines before. Are we gonna go too long? What do we want to do?
Bullet point.
Should we do bullet point?
Make Trevor wait longer.
Say heads or tails, Trevor. You pick for Assassin's Creed. It's
heads.
Slackbot, slip a coin. Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. I'm asking Siri.
Oh, Siri, flip a coin.
I'm not sure I understand.
Siri's stupid.
You guys said it so many times, she got confused. Flip a coin.
Tails.
Yeah! Bullet points. All right, here we go. Quick, we're going to the headlines, shotgun, or what is this called? Quick hits. Quick hits and quick.
Trevor's shotgunning sodas.
I went to a cat cafe this last weekend where you can get coffee and pet cats. I wasn't sure how that was going to go there. They have a shirt for sale that just says "Show me your kitties" on it. And I was like,
"This is kind of bad."
I would, if only I knew I could avoid the awkward situations I would end up in if I wore that shirt.
You could wear it to your job.
Yeah. Oh, it'd be great. Perfect fit. All right. So here's some quick headlines in the news. We're gonna go through them rapidly. If you're into streaming games, here's the thing. Latency has always been a thing to me where I'm like, streaming games isn't going to work. I remember always thinking, you know what? Wireless controllers are never going to be good. They always are going to suck because I had the ones like for like what did I have? I think I had like maybe a SNES or some of these ones that you had to almost like, they were infrared, so they had to aim directly at the console, and like you hit the button and it would send out a little signal each time to almost like a TV remote, and it was just super bad. And so like when the Wavebird came out, I was like, I don't know. And all of a sudden all these people were talking about the Wavebird. It's like craziest revolution in like wireless controllers. And holy crap, it brought in a new generation. Like, people don't talk about that with the GameCube, but it really ushered in like the wireless controller thing, because the Wavebird was so good. Even though you had to plug a little dongle in, it was like really good, and it changed my mind on what wireless controllers could be. And I was like, the latency's not there like these other controllers. It feels really good. I'm okay with wireless controllers. So here we are. It's 2018. Everybody's talking about their streaming platforms. Google now has Project Stream. You can go sign up for the beta if you Google Project Stream and say sign up. I signed up for it. I have not been accepted yet.
What are they planning on doing with
If you sign up for the beta, you can actually, like, there's people playing it right now. You get to play Assassin's Creed for free, Assassin's Creed Odyssey for free in your Chrome browser. Doesn't matter what your computer is. It could be the biggest piece of junk ever. Play it in your browser, streaming from their servers. And I've seen a lot of reports from people who are doing it, and they're like, this isn't half bad. Like, this is working. The latency is not bad. And they said that the quality is there. Like, I saw someone post on a forum today that they had played it on a gaming PC, a crappy laptop, and then a hard line, like Cat 6 or whatever, gaming PC. And then they played it on their gaming PC on Wi-Fi. And like everything they played it on, it ran really well.
Cool.
It's crazy to me that
yeah.
Part of me it's like back in the day with the wireless controller thing. I just don't believe it. It's like I got to see it for myself, because right now I'm just like, I know how these things usually work, and it's bad. Like,
sounds fake.
Like the PlayStation gaming, like their service, like they ended up going Microsoft's way and saying, hey, you can download the games now.
Yeah.
Anyways,
with this one would be, I mean, it would be everything essentially that you could get on like Steam, or is it like specifically games that Google is getting?
I'm sure they've got to have a deal where the game providers want to license it out to them. However, they do
Gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure you'd have to pay for it somehow, or maybe it'd be like a Netflix service or like Game Pass. I don't know that.
So it looks like it's asking on the what happens next. It says to check your internet quality. Running a quick test, create or sign into an Ubisoft game account. So it's probably going to be going through the game providers.
It might be, yeah, and they just
or the publishers.
and then Google's just hosting them. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Then also Microsoft announced their Project xCloud, which is weird because it's lowercase x, capital C, where usually everything is like Xbox with capital. Anyways.
The Apple invasion has begun.
Yeah. So xCloud is also it's their streaming service. We've known they've been wanting to do something like this. I'm sure it's pretty much Game Pass, but you don't have to install the games. We're supposed to see it next year. It sounds like next year they're going to start
public
releasing
trials in 2019.
Yep. And they're showing stuff like, hey, you can play on your iPad. You can hook up an Xbox controller wirelessly to your iPhone, whatever. And that
would be the only way I'd want to play something like that on a phone.
I think there's certain games I'd be okay with the touch controls, like very, very like casual games.
But I feel like a lot of those would be more of those indie type of games that you're already going to be able to get on the Switch.
The thing that's interesting about it, though, is it sounds like they're developing tools, I should say, for the studios that are making the games that allow them to customize the way that their games are controlled on touchscreens. So like, it's not going to just be a generic, here's touch controls for Xbox. Every studio will be able to customize, if they want, their own type of controls that'll be on screen for that. So hopefully that leads to innovation in that route, to where the touchscreen controls are a little better, but they're always going to suck. That's coming next year. We'll see how that goes. It's crazy to think that it's all going to be Netflix, pretty much, like in the future. But
yeah, I don't know. My knee-jerk reaction to this is I don't like it, because I like having
GameFly.
I like having my console and like the stuff. But I mean, at the same time, I think a bigger part of that is like, how do you deal with battery usage and your phone's degradation over the course of a couple.
You don't have to play it on your phone. You have your console to play it on.
Okay. So they're saying that this would still be potentially going through the.
They're just showing you that it'll be.
Okay.
They want it to be like Netflix. They want it to be like available on everything.
Right. Okay.
So like, if you want to play it on your Xbox, you want to play it on your PC, you want to play it on your phone,
that's cool.
You want to play it on like everything out there.
Okay, that I can get more on board with. I thought this was something that was potentially moving a little more away from
No.
even having the consoles.
I mean, sure
that was some of the
their
articles that I had seen.
Their next console could easily be a smaller little streaming box as an option. Like,
Sure.
Hey, here's a more inexpensive $200 box that streams the games only that you can't install them to. But I don't know. We'll see.
Pay X amount a month.
That was not very much of a bullet point.
No, that was a bullet point.
Getting impatient.
There's a lot of news this week, so we are slammed with news. Next thing is the PSN ID change is supposed to be, it's official. It was on the PlayStation blog now. You can, not yet, but you can soon be able to change your PlayStation ID. This is a big deal for people
Eric
like me
squealed with excitement over
who
this
misspelled their stupid username. So El Gawapo 82 is
Yeah.
I set it up in a hurry, and because it was like when I got my PS3, I was like, I'm never gonna play any of these games online because it was just not a thing.
Right.
I usually played on Xbox 360 for online stuff, and I just set it up in a hurry, didn't even proofread it, misspelled my own screen name, and I was stuck with it forever. Finally, I can replace it, but that's coming in a beta later this year where people will be able to go ahead and do that if they're on this beta. I don't know, it's like the Sony early access, whatever.
So now you'll be able to have successfully changed over your whole everything.
Yeah, so in the next year, early 2019, it's going to roll out to
Guapo will
everybody.
be dead.
El Guapo will be dead. Look for Help Lava on everything. I shouldn't have said that. Someone's going to steal it from the PlayStation Network right out when they can. But that's a big deal.
Kuipers, cut that out.
Next bullet point is there has been some casting calls rumored for Bully 2. It looks like our next Rockstar game could be Bully 2. We've speculated for a while now that this could be the next game they're working on.
Available in 2022.
And so that's a thing of, we don't know when it's coming out, but hey,
It'd probably be like 25.
I don't know if it'd be that late, but
Maybe not.
I'd say maybe 22, 21. But if we'll see this is all rumor right now. They said that some people are saying they've heard that there's casting calls for Bully 2. That seems like a pretty legit source. If we hear anything else, we'll talk about it more in detail later. Right now, it's just more of a rumor. Jeremy is in the chat. He says, hey, new Switch announced. It's kind of a Wall Street Journal thing, which usually they're right about everything. They're right about the iPhones when they leak. They're right about the Google Pixel. They're right about everything technology that leaks. Usually they're about 90% right on that stuff. They're saying 2019 we could see an updated Switch. Potentially, I mean, it's cheaper now to put it in a better screen because right now it's a pretty chintzy screen on there.
Yeah.
Which would make it thinner, more energy efficient, brighter screen, all that stuff. So,
could we jump back to the Bully thing for like half a second?
I guess.
I'm wondering, is there any potential that could be a smoke and mirrors to keep people from knowing what they're actually working on? If Rockstar is doing casting calls for a new game, potentially.
Like the project name is Bully 2 to throw people off, but it actually is a completely different game.
Right. Like what if they were working on
Bully 3.
like a new LA Noire or something like that?
No, they're working on Bully 3. They're just trying to trick people.
Oh, Bully 3. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
No, honestly, I don't think. I think that's just
that
would just be a conspiracy theory that
You're
really
right.
wouldn't
Seems
make
like
sense.
That probably would just be my wishing for a new LA Noire game before a Bully game.
I don't think that one was that. I mean, it's a great game. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I don't think it was a success for them financially.
Sure.
But then again, Bully probably wasn't either as much. So I don't know. But Bully 2, I mean, you figure Noir came out after Bully, so it's been a long
That's
time.
True.
So it makes
That's
a lot
true.
more sense.
It makes
for
more
it to
sense.
be Bully 2.
I would love both games.
So like we're saying, new Switch hardware. I mean, hey, it sucks to buy hardware you don't have to if you don't want to, but I do think the Switch could.
It's right.
It could use it could use better hardware. Like, I mean, it's great. It's so much better than Nintendo's hardware of the past. But I feel like if they can make it a little thinner, add Bluetooth headphone support would be nice.
That would be nice.
There's a lot of little quality of life things that they could implement that make it better. Another big rumor. I don't know if this has been confirmed yet. It looks like Microsoft is buying Obsidian. That's cool. They've been buying up a lot of studios.
Yep.
Obsidian. I mean, if you're not familiar with them, they made Fallout New Vegas. They worked on the South Park games. Worked on a lot of great RPGs. What is it? What's the really popular Eternity Towers of Eternity?
I can't remember.
Swift Towers
of
Pillars
Eternal.
of Eternity.
Pillars of Eternity.
Yeah.
That one's really popular.
of Pillars.
There's also been rumors that Microsoft is planning on getting into more PC game development. So some people are thinking, oh, maybe that's why they're acquiring Obsidian. It's maybe not for a big Xbox thing, but maybe for a PC game. They're a great, RPG developer. So
Halo 7000 confirmed.
sure, it's an RPG, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Trevor's in.
Good.
There's all our bullet points. Let's talk about Assassin's Creed.
You got 5 minutes.
Hey, we got a good
5 minutes,
we got
Trevor.
7
Dang
minutes.
it.
No, we got more than that.
We've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's a good freaking game. I did not expect this. I kind of thought, hey, it's only been a year. This is going to be rubbish.
Yeah. It's crazy how good it is. And there's some things, I was going to mention one thing, because there's some things they did that I felt like I never would have expected in a game that, had a game that just came out last year, a game
Sure.
series. One of them being, so when you make when you pick out different armor pieces, like they'll like change for like color scheme. They'll also modify depending on what else you're wearing. Like I had this one piece of it was just like a leather breastplate thing, and then like my pants thing had like a weird thing that put a cloth over it. It modifies depending on
toga.
it, it was kind of like a weird toga thing that goes over it, and then like the color scheme changes depending on your thing. Because like I had a hood that was white, but then I put on this armor thing and it had like red, and it made it red. It was just like it seemed like something that I don't know. I wouldn't have worried about that in a game.
Well, it seems like typically that you just can make yourself look really stupid.
Yeah.
And put all these mismatching things on.
Yeah.
In this game, it's very.
It actually
a nice,
matches them up together.
Yeah, it's very competent
Okay.
about what you're wearing, and like your outfits or your armor can just look really cool.
Yeah, and it just makes it so nice.
Does it go back and give you a more traditional Assassin's Creed like cloaks or like hood?
I think, well, you can get hoods, but I think I just, because it's like armor sets now, because before it was just outfits and they didn't really do anything.
Right.
But now it's like armor. And I think I'm getting a Assassin's Creed outfit, like the classic, like the old one.
Yeah, you can. I think you can unlock some too. Like there's like there were like pre-order bonuses that are going to be released later or something like that too. I heard that were like classic, like Ezio and like all that stuff too.
Because like everything that I've seen from the game so far, and like in the trailers and everything about the last game, that you didn't really have that. So there was this little bit of like, are we actually going to the Brotherhood of Assassins?
No,
or
because this
whatnot?
is before Assassins were
Right, which makes
Brotherhood was
which
ever.
makes sense.
I mean, you
Makes
figure
sense.
Odyssey was just building up to the beginning of it. Like,
yeah.
And so this is way before that. So there's no even discussion of assassins.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you're a mercenary, so you're pretty much murder for hire kind of thing, where
Okay.
you can just, someone wants you to kill somebody, you go kill them. And I think we were talking a little bit before the show, and it's like it's moved so far away. Like between Origins and Odyssey, it's moved so far away from the original Assassin's Creed games that it
Almost gives it some freedom.
It is incredible. This game is. It's just moved. It's like a new game. They might as well have just not called Assassin's Creed. Like it really has so far removed from those storylines. Other than, hey, there's a little bit of animus talk in here and stuff. Like it's really its own thing, and it stands on its own really well. There's like the Wonder Woman outfit you can get for Cassandra.
I was just gonna ask which character are you guys playing as?
Cassandra, yeah.
You both are okay.
I heard the voice acting was better.
Yeah, everything I heard.
I've heard some of that too, and I didn't know which way I wanted to play. But this image that Kuiper's just brought up, where she's kind of got the Wonder Woman, I'm sold. Let's do it. Let's have the. Let's have the whole. I mean, and it makes sense too because it fits that where Wonder Woman kind of comes from, doesn't it? Like kind of that.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, At least the way that they portrayed her in the movies.
Yeah.
I mean, the combat system is so different for like between this and Origins. Like it's changed
It feels
a lot.
but because that was one of the things I was really worried about because I didn't really like Origins, and I actually really liked the old system because like just some of the different ways you felt really cool, and you could like have these different things, but you could disarm them and like do different things. But this feels really good. It feels and then that was one thing I was gonna say. A lot of the things that I like that make this a better game, I didn't really like because they also kind of don't really make any sense within like the lore itself and like what it's supposed to be. Like, let me see the conversation, the being able to choose what you say. It doesn't really seem to make sense to me just because you're supposed to be following this thing exactly.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, because it's a historic thing.
Yeah, you're supposed to be reenacting what your ancestors
Oh, so
did.
giving you like dialogue trees doesn't necessarily make sense. But I still think like that was always kind of loosey-goosey because you always could choose kind of your path in a way, like the way you did things. So like you're playing a video game.
Yeah. No,
It's
and
like,
I'm
right
not.
now.
I'm just. It was something in my head that I was just like, I don't know if I like it, but it's like it makes it so much better a game, and it makes it so much more fun. And I can't think of. There was several things I can't remember.
I heard someone kind of explain it as in, hey, if you're okay with like just the suspending your belief, like just the suspension of reality, like, oh, if you're gonna sit here and go, oh, that's not possible, and oh, that's not, like, if you're gonna be
it's not getting into an animus.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna sit there and complain about all this stuff and say it's not gonna work, like, this probably isn't the game for you. It's gonna just drive you crazy because there are so many things that are unrealistic or whatever, and like
there was a couple. That was one of them. There's a move where you can get to where you like basically teleport. And like it like kind of bothers me because I'm just like these games. I mean, they're always been a little weird, like, but they've been fairly grounded in some ways. Yeah. Like at least the normal stuff. And I was just like, I don't like that. But then it also does make for a really fun game, though. So I'm not too worried about it.
Well, and she kind of skirts around the idea that she's a god. She likes to let people know. You can't, like, there's a lot of dialogue options where people are like, oh, I've been praying to the gods for someone to help. And then she's just like, well, I'm the next best thing. So whatever, like, here, let's get it done.
Yeah.
And she is like, her character is pretty good. Like, the writing on it's really good. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of everything you can do in this game, but I gotta mention the boning. There is a lot of boning options, and like there's no like
if you want like boneless wings or like bone-in wings. Okay.
No, but it's just one of those things where like I'm sure whether you play Cassandra or you play as Alexios, whichever one you play as, like there's just a lot of like. You go to help someone and it's like, man, she's got to be the horniest person in Greece. I don't know what's going on, but like every time she goes up to someone, they're just like, they killed my goats, and she's like, well, we could go after the goats, but maybe we bone first. They're just like, they're always just like, wait, no, my goats. Let's take care of the goats, but then maybe we'll come back after that. It's fine.
I guess I've not tried the option yet, but I've been shocked by how often it pops up. I'm just like, what does this have to do with
Wait, you haven't tried the option yet?
No.
There's a little heart there. Honestly, it's not grotesque. It's just like they'll just go into a house and then it'll fade away and then they'll walk out of the house and she'll be like adjusting her outfit or something.
I thought maybe it'd be just like occasional, but I ran into it like 4 times within my first like.
And you haven't chosen to see what happens.
No.
Gender is no question for her. She'll hit on everyone and even I had this thing with a 70-year-old lady who was just like,
hey, it's a Trevor.
I mean, yeah.
I saw that one. I was like, oh my gosh.
And you didn't?
No. She was like, Trevor. She's like, my husband just can't keep up with me anymore.
I do love that mission.
I need you to go collect some bear testicles so I can make a serum for him. And like
that was a funny mission.
But then she comes back and she's just like, I'm gonna spare you, old man. Let me take your wife. And like he's like, oh, thank you.
I did. I chose the other option. Oh please no!
Is that what you chose?
Well, and then it was funny afterwards too, because like when I think it must have been some sort of glitch. After the conversation ended, he was like on the floor, like I don't know. He was like unconscious, kind of. But then I was just like, "I'll spare him your pain. Spare you your pain." So I sat him next to this torch, and he lit on fire.
You killed him, Trevor. That quest, like when I chose to like help out the old lady, like it wasn't like the other ones where like the sun will go down and it'll fade up. It was like over and over. Sun goes down, sun comes up, sun goes. Like it went on for like a few days.
Oh my gosh!
So she really did.
Oh god.
Whoa!
Yeah, go ahead. What?
You
My
got
mic fell off.
Interesting.
Anyways, I'm good. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say. So maybe he did actually die, and that's what Trevor found was
I'm pretty sure
his remains.
Trevor killed this person.
He was like laying on the ground.
Oh, so
and
he
he
was
had the carry option. And
He
I
was
like,
not doing well after his wife had given him the serum.
It must have been some weird glitch or something. I think I don't know. It was.
Or you killed a man who had just been in the middle of some recreation with his wife for the past like 7 days.
Yeah, it's just funny to me how often I'll see the little heart by an option. Anyway, it just cracked me up. But there is a lot more to this game. There are lots of layered systems. I mean, you've got the black flag like sailing stuff in this one. A lot more than there was a little bit of that in Origins.
Is it better than Origins was?
Yeah.
Okay, because Origins it was like, okay, this doesn't feel like it's good or any, and maybe it's because that. I don't know. It didn't feel like it was a good sailing experience compared to Black Flag.
Yeah, this feels better. I mean, it is still the older boats, so you don't have your mast or whatever.
Sure.
Wheel.
It feels weird. I've kind of gotten used to it though. I still prefer like pirate ships, but it's like on this one, it's like you're standing on the bridge of your starship, like
pointing at them.
And so that's how I've kind of rationalized to myself. Like,
but it feels a lot better, I think, than the last game and they did a good job because you have a lot of it. You can do the black flag thing where you can knock out people and recruit them to your crew.
Yeah,
sure. You can do. The sailing thing is good, and I mean it's the battles are fun. You've got like arrows and spears and stuff like that. And it's satisfying to upgrade your ship because you can really feel the combat getting easier and you become more proficient and able to murder people easier. But then there's all these other systems as well. Like they have kind of a wannabe
Nemesis system.
Nemesis system that's like from Shadow of War.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool. I just missed like the banter. Like,
oh yeah, it's not nearly as elaborate as
like the orcs dying and coming back and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna bloody get you, you bloody pig," and then like
it is.
Yeah, that's what I missed the most.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hesitant on whether I actually will want to jump into this before Red Dead comes out because I don't know if I'll finish it.
I've pretty
ginormous.
I'm almost 20 hours in, and I feel like I have barely seen most of the map yet.
Yeah,
like, I am barely. It is huge. So, Origins was big, and this is just huge filling as well. Like the map is just
so like
giant.
that in and of itself has got me kind of in this. I don't know if I really want to start it, or maybe just hold on to it.
It's really good though.
I know. It's so good. I think this is my favorite Assassin's Creed game. Just because
it really brought together. It's hey, here's the origin stuff. We kind of made this a different game, and then it took like a lot of the stuff from other games that it did really well and brought it into it, and now it just kind of feels like an amalgamation of some of the best Assassin's Creed games.
Well, it's like I loved Black Flag, but the problem is it didn't feel like that much of an Assassin's Creed game, just because you didn't really do a lot of like land stuff. It felt like, or at least it was very limited.
You're on your boat way,
You're on your boat a lot.
And that's what I was worried about. This I didn't want to be on my boat that much. Where this
it's like,
is more of like just in between stuff. Like,
well, and it's like there might be times where you can do a lot of it because I haven't even really gotten past like the kind of entry areas really.
Yeah.
Even though I've played a ton. But it's like, it's like that. It all feels really fleshed out and really cool and really fun to do. But then there's like tons of land stuff for you to do, and it's like, in fact, like the last few play sessions, I've not even touched the ship.
See, and I feel like with Assassin's Creed Black Flag, that I expected to be on the sea a lot, so that one didn't bother me because it was like I'm a freaking pirate. I should be on a ship for a large
and I get
chunk
that,
of
but I think when
time.
I heard that this was going to have that, I
okay,
kind of
okay.
dreaded it because I was like, I felt like I was burnt out on it from the other game, and I just
I
didn't
got
want,
exactly what I needed
Yeah,
from
I
that.
just-
I didn't need it any further.
But what I like about this is the name Odyssey just suits it so well because that's what it is, and it's like you get on that ship and you go to an island. And you might stay on that island for 10 hours. I mean, you could some of the bigger ones anyways. And like you could do so much cleaning up that map, doing so many things. And then it's like, oh, hey, I could just get on this ship and go sail over here and do some stuff. Maybe I'll get into some
mischief.
combat, some ship combat on the way. And like, besides the Nemesis-like system, which that's like you're killing other mercenaries because you're a mercenary yourself, so you move up the ranks. There's like 9 tiers, and then there's like 4 or 5, I think, mercenaries in each tier. You kill one, you take their spot, and so you see that as you rank up. So it's kind of that Nemesis system thing, and other ones kind of endlessly cycle in below you after you rank up. But then on top of that, they layer on this whole cult system, where there is a cult of like I think 44 cult members, and you find out that it's very it's kind of essential to the plot, so I won't say anything too spoilery. But you have to hunt these cultists down, and you know the identities of a handful of them, but there's still a lot of them that you either don't know who they are, or you have some clues about who they are, and you're like. It's just it's such a fun thing because you get like really good rewards when you kill them. They have like really good loot.
Done any of that yet?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I've been just kind of exploring and stuff. So.
Oh my gosh, have you not even unlocked that?
I think I am about to unlock it.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Man.
sorry, I don't. And it's not
No,
really a spoiler,
I'm not
but
worried.
it's just
It's
just such a big part.
Get into it, Trevor.
I've played a lot of this game.
It's one of those things where this game you go to your pause menu. And it opens up that mercenary thing later in the game, and then it opens up the cultist thing later in the game.
That's
so
so
it's
cool.
just
I'm
so
excited
many
for that.
layers of stuff that it keeps putting on here. And yeah, I just get distracted because I've got these main missions, but I want to go like hunt down a cult member, or I want to go like kill some mercenaries. It's crazy to me that Red Dead is coming out so soon.
Yeah.
And that I am
I
having.
thought we're not talking about Red Dead.
I know.
No, but I mean,
Shut your
like,
mouth.
it's
But I'm
the
just-
fact that that's coming out soon. You've also got, I mean, the new Hitman comes out very soon after that.
That looks really, really good too. I saw
Yeah.
some people playing that this week, and oh man.
Yeah.
And I mean, as one that I'm not as excited about, but I'm still intrigued by and intrigued to see what the reaction is the Fallout game that's coming out as well. So I mean, there's just like all of that, and then after November, you've still got the new Just Cause. So
Yeah. I think
Super
I
Smash
mean
Bros.
I think that it's just one of those things where like I didn't expect to be this invested in this
Oh,
game,
man.
Right.
Because I just
So
thought
good.
this is
Yeah.
going to be maybe a little bit of a throwaway Assassin's game,
Yeah, me
and
too,
it
yeah.
is just the setting is so good, it's gorgeous. Like
I've been impressed by the story so far. It's like it's not.
I
like,
felt very invested in it. Yeah, much more. I mean, the story in Origins was good, but it was
Yeah.
kind of a downer. And
Yeah.
like this one,
Yeah.
this one feels like there's still like this. You don't know yet, but it feels hopeful. Like there's like, hey, it starts out really dark, but it's like, okay, there's some crazy twists in this story that are really exciting.
and I wanted to like it's some of the choices stuff. I really I like it a lot because like some of them seem to have some pretty like big impacts, and I was just like and like noticeable things, and I'm just like, oh,
Are you
that's
talking
cool.
about the one early on
I think so. Yeah.
at the hometown?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's not a huge spoiler. You get I'm not going to ruin it, but I'm saying you get a choice.
Yeah.
There's like a plague going through.
Yeah.
And there's this high priestess who's like going to murder this family because they
Yeah.
have the plague, and you have a choice of like, hey, either you can save them or you
Just
can
allow it.
allow them to kill it, and then like you make a choice, whatever that is. But then you'll hear later one of your first mates is like, hey, you should probably go back home because I heard some stuff's going down about you made that choice, remember? And it's
Yeah.
like. I mean, it's very exposition-y in
Yeah,
the way it delivers it, but
like,
it's still cool that
I guess
that's
I
there.
didn't expect like to see so much, and I think there's some stuff later that goes with that. There's because I think later somebody said something about the priest or something. I can't remember what it was, but I was too like I really like how like a lot of times it seems like when they give you these choices, I'm just like I don't even know what to say. like I don't feel like I have that much context for it, which
Yeah.
Pick one.
in some ways feels kind of like I'm just like I want more information, but at the same time it feels a little more free. Like I'm like, and they're definitely nothing seems like it doesn't hint to which one's right, which one's wrong, and it feels very like personal to where it's just like this is the character I'm playing. I think they should do this. Like I've chosen different paths different times, and I'm just like, okay, well this person was really wrong, and like I'm gonna threaten them and be really harsh, and like I don't know, it feels really nice and like very. It's not like it's constricting you to a morality thing or something. It feels really free and.
I mean, I think
like a good role playing game.
her being a mercenary, it suits that world because it's easy for you to feel like whatever decision you're making is the right one for the way you're playing the game. So you can kind of build your own morality. It's definitely like we talked briefly about it last week with our concerns about Red Dead showing its gears behind like these systems that we're hearing about. Where this definitely there's no hiding it. The systems are just out there. I mean, you can just tell what's going on.
They're still fun to interact with.
But that's the thing is it's fun to play with. It's fun to mess around with, and it's back to that suspension of belief thing where if you're just like, hey, as long as you're having fun with it and you're not overthinking it, you're gonna have a great time.
It's a very fun game. I had something more I was gonna. Oh. Well, and then Trevi mentions the conquest battles and stuff, and that just the faction system, which I've been a little confused. Am I missing it? Is there some sort of faction relations meter or something?
I haven't seen a meter, but I know like on every like region you can have a battle, and you can claim it for Athens or for the
Spartans.
Spartans, yeah.
Which see that thing kind of makes it's funny because like there's objectives for you to get in every time and stuff, and so I've done a little bit of that, but you can totally because I've been working with the Spartans, you can totally I stole a bunch of stuff from the Spartans. Like you can rob the nation's crates because they give you tons of gold or whatever it is. I can't remember, drachma or something. But it weakens the nation. But then you can do that battle to defend them from the Athens, and it's just like it seems like. Your character could be this totally shady person who's playing both sides just to get so much.
It's totally an option.
I'm just like this. Oh man, this is kind of weird. But
you could really lose yourself in this game very easily.
Yeah,
it's I don't think if you're looking for something like this is the type of game where you could easily justify the $60 price tag and play it for 120 hours
easily,
and not and just keep going. And and it seems like I mean, we really need to wrap this show up, but I think one of the things I noticed too is that it has these bulletin boards and they're endless. They have timed tasks. They have just these random different smaller quests, but they just keep, it's almost this games as a service thing where it's like, you could literally just play this game forever. Even if you beat it and cleared out the map, it would just keep feeding you these smaller quests. And I don't know how fun that would be, but hey, if you're on a budget, this would be like a game that would last you for quite a while.
It will give you bang for your buck.
Literally.
Lots of banging too.
All right. If you would like to call us, leave us a voicemail. You can do that at 475-TUB-CALL, or you can send us an email to theloop@minuteatub.com. We would love to read your emails and discuss whatever you want to discuss, or play your voicemail within reason. But we don't have any of that tonight, so we're going to jump right in to thanking those lovely Patreon peeps. That is all of the gracious and beautiful and stellar individuals who donate on a monthly basis to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/minuteatub, where you too can jump in the party, like God of Atheists and Jay Oliver, who donate at the co-producer level or higher. That means they give us $10 a month or more each and every month. Helps us, keep the coal in the engine, the wind in the sails. Helps us, pay Kuipers and pizza once a year.
Yeah, which is coming up. Right?
Oh, twice a year then. If you're going to say
twice a year.
Oh, it's you get pizza at Comic-Con and pizza at Extra Life, which we can't go away without mentioning Extra Life. It's coming up on November.
It is coming up very
3rd.
soon.
We are going from the 3rd to the 4th.
Technically, isn't it the second?
Or the 2nd to the 3rd.
2nd to the 3rd.
Sorry, 2nd. November the 2nd. Starting at 7 p.m. Be here at twitch.tv/minuteatub.
That is the right date, right?
Watch us for 24 hours straight gaming. We're going to try
Help
to
us donate money to the kids.
You can go to our page now, and it's extra-life.
extra-life.org/team/men in a tub.
It's easy to remember. Get a pen. That's extra-life.org/team.
Hyphen, not slash. You're right.
Hyphen. What is it? /team?
/team/men in a tub.
/men in a tub. We'll put links up to that on our website soon because that's really confusing. And yeah, go ahead and get ready for that. That's going to be 24 hours. If you want to hang out with us for 24 hours, you can do it. If you can't do that, just check in periodically when you got a chance. Because we're gonna be working hard.
Be playing a bunch of stuff.
Oh man!
I mean, we already said
Mario Party. We're gonna play Mario
Party.
Party. I don't care what anybody says. We're playing Mario Party
And other things that we're not gonna reveal yet.
There might be some cowboy role playing. I don't know.
Wait, what?
I hope so.
There's going to be, I think we have one plan in place.
Oh yeah, that's true. There probably is a plan.
That might be very fun and entertaining to watch. Okay. So be sure to tune in. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to have a ton of fun and just hang out for 24 hours. Raise some money for the kids. Children's Hospital, please come back for that.
There'll be lots of hard salami that we'll be
eating.
Killing ourselves with.
It'll be if you could just donate to Patreon so we could buy air fresheners for the fart cloud we're going to be living in for 24 hours.
It's going to be bad.
Mm-hmm. We would appreciate it. We got to go, but we'll be back tomorrow night. So join us tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for the Tubcast. That's the show about nothing. So we talk about anything.
Yep.
And it doesn't talk about video games. That's tonight.
Tonight's the video games. Yeah. Tomorrow's the Nathan show.
Yeah. Come back.
Called the Tubcast.
I don't know if Jeremy's going to be doing well enough. He's still on the mend. We're hoping at least next week he might be better.
Might be back.
We'll see how excited I get.
Yeah, don't beat him down. Just let him heal.
Yeah. Just let him live his life, man.
Well, we'll have to see 2 Hitman coming out, too.
That's true. It looks like more Hitman, so that's cool. I like Hitman.
Trevor, stop beating him up.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Later.
Bye.